As the shine from the new year begins to fade and the snow begins to melt, hikers, campers, and outdoor enthusiasts will begin to frequent our state and national parks all over the country. It's a sad truth that many of these folks will vanish under the strangest of circumstances and will never be seen again. Join me as I count down 10 more of the strangest state and national park missing person cases out there. Number 10. In April of 2014, a 31-year-old Tennessee man disappeared inside the Crater Lake National Park while out on a snowshoeing trip. Cameron Blake Parnell was reported missing April 30th, 2 days after renting snowshoes from Rim Village within the park. Shortly after his disappearance, a large winter storm moved into the area and complicated search efforts. After the weather dissipated, searchers found some tracks near an area where a cornice had collapsed. Crater Lake Superintendent Craig Alderman said park rangers have conducted several searches by boat in the area below Garfield Peak Trail, where the cornice had collapsed. Scuba divers have also made multiple dives up to 80 feet below the lake's surface as well. Despite these combined efforts, no trace of Cameron was ever found. Searchers were baffled and stated that even if he did fall into the cornice, some trace of him would have been found given the amount of gear and equipment he was carrying. This is just one of many disappearances that occurred inside the park within the last several years. Number 9. On October 16, 2016, a 21-year-old hiker was last seen by her roommate when she went hiking in the Tooth Rock Trailhead area of Oregon. Anna Schmidt, the daughter of the Piano Guy's co-founder John Schmidt, had confirmed her hiking plans via Snapchat in a message she had sent him that same day. Several weeks after she went missing, her body was found completely off course from her intended target, and at the bottom of a cliff beneath Monroe Point. Investigators determined that she had gotten lost and simply accidentally wandered off the cliff. Family members say she was in very good spirits and there was no reason to believe her death was suicidal. She was very experienced in the outdoors and knew the area well, and her death comes as a shock to those who knew her. Number 8. On July 10, 1971, an 8-year-old named Douglas Legg was setting out on a hike with his family inside the Adirondack Mountains, northeast of upstate New York, when he mysteriously disappeared. Wearing shorts, a t-shirt, and tennis shoes, his uncle was concerned he'd come across poison ivy and sent him back to the cabin to change, which was only a few hundred feet away. Legg was never seen again. A massive search ensued in the next couple of weeks, involving over 600 professional searchers, trackers, volunteers, and dog teams. But despite these combined resources, no trace of him was ever found. This was the largest hunt for a missing person the area has ever seen. Legg's disappearance is joined by several others who vanished on that mountain as well, and have never been found. Number 7. On October 8, 1985, a 36-year-old hiker disappeared inside Glacier Bay National Park in Alaska. Kevin Robert O'Keefe was an avid hiker and outdoor enthusiast who knew the area well and had been to that area several times previously. He was snowshoeing to a lake within the park to take photographs when he disappeared. Immediately after he went missing, a large storm moved into the area, delaying search efforts for almost a week. Kevin's campsite was located and found undisturbed. He had planned on several day hikes only, according to those closest to him, but he was never heard from again. Number 6. In September of 1997, a 73-year-old experienced hiker was last seen along Grey Wolf Ridge in the Mount Baldy area of the Buckhorn Wilderness area of Olympic National Forest. John Devon and a close friend of his had planned a weekend camping trip and had only intended to stay a couple days. Around 2 p.m. on Saturday, John went on a solo day hike but never returned. The friend stated that he had only enough food and water for a few hours, but was not equipped to stay out of camp overnight. 20 ground searchers, 4 dog teams, a helicopter crew, and the Civil Air Patrol aided in the search, covering elevations from 5,000 to 7,000 feet, but no trace of him was ever found. John Devon is just one of many people who vanish inside the park each year. Number 5. On March 11, 2012, an 18-year-old man named Colin Gillis also disappeared in the Adirondacks after walking away from a party with his friends. It is unclear why he walked away or what state of mind he might have been in, but he may have been drinking. He was last seen heading west on Route 3 between Upper Lake and Piercefield in the wee hours of the morning. He was reported missing hours later. Investigators conducted ground searches, water searches, dives of nearby water areas, and interviewed several of those he was partying with. Soon after his disappearance, some of his belongings were located a couple miles away from the party area, including his shoes and a red backpack. His disappearance rattled the community, and a substantial award is being offered in place for information leading to his whereabouts. To this day, he is still missing. Number 4. On June 13, 2006, the 61-year-old former White House chef named Walter Schneib went missing during a solo hike trip in the New Mexico mountains. After a week of intense searches, his body was located submerged in a body of water near Yerba Canyon and about several miles off course from his intended destination of Towski Valley. At first, no cause of death could be determined, but investigators eventually ruled that he died from accidental drowning. But those who knew him stated that he was an excellent swimmer and was very experienced in the outdoors. His death continues to baffle many. Number 3. On December 5, 1998, an 8-year-old boy named Derek Engelbretson, his father and grandfather, were looking for a Christmas tree in the Rocky Point area of Wenema National Forest when he became separated from them. According to both the father and grandfather, he vanished when their back was turned for just one moment. His family attempted a hasty search immediately after he went missing, but could not find him. They then called authorities for assistance, and a massive search ensued for the next few weeks, involving more than 300 people. Due to harsh weather conditions, snowmobiles and dog teams were also utilized, but no trace of Derek was ever found. Number 2. In July of 2004, a 9-year-old boy named David Gonzalez was last seen walking toward his family's truck at Hanna Flat Campground inside the San Bernardino National Forest when he disappeared without a trace. The third grader from Lake Elsinore was camping with his family and other friends when he disappeared around 8 a.m. on July 31st. He asked for the keys to the truck so he could get cookies. His mother watched him walk to the truck several yards away, and when she turned to get some water and turned back, he was gone. The keys were found on the ground where she last saw him, and the cookies were still inside the truck. For nearly 2 weeks after he vanished, several rounds of searches were conducted around the clock. Dog teams covered every inch of ground within a 10-mile radius, but no trace of David was ever located. This case continues to baffle experts to this day. Number 1. On June 7, 2015, a 73-year-old camper named Wayne Buckley disappeared in the Current Creek area of Wasatch County in Utah. According to police, his pickup truck was located on the Co-op Creek Road at the Sleepy Hollow trailhead where he liked to hike. Although he was very familiar with the area, Wayne did suffer from emphysema and would not wander off too far for too long on his solo hikes. He was, however, prepared with plenty of gear, food and water, and even a .38 caliber revolver for protection. The Wasatch County Sheriff's Office, Search and Rescue, and Life Flight conducted numerous searches in the area and was unsuccessful in finding any trace of Wayne. Family and friends stated that Wayne was not suicidal and was in great spirits and very close to his family. I chose this case as number 1 due to the sheer number of people who disappear while going camping and then decide to go on a little solo hike afterward. And there you have it. 10 more of the strangest national park missing person cases out there. This just goes to show you that no matter what time of year or how well you think you may know the wilderness, you too can disappear just like these poor folks did if you're not cautious. And with the warmer months ahead of us, there's no doubt these strange missing person cases will only continue to pile up. I'm Rusty West, and thank you for watching, and subscribe for more videos.